Hey y'all, welcome back to the Music Mindset channel. How you doing? Well, I talked about it and now it's time. We're coming into the holidays and I thought it'd be a good time to celebrate my man, Pat Metheny. And if you're here watching this video, you must be a Pat Metheny fan or you're trying to learn about who he was. But I can tell you Pat Metheny is great. And I can tell you also how I got interested in or caught up in Pat Metheny, because once you get caught up, you'll find that you can't get out. There's so many songs that say so much to the heart, man. You'll be stuck in them for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Now, for me, knowing Pat goes way back to the 80s, believe it or not. Man, it's been a long time. I tell you what, everything that I know about music that's important came from listening to Pat Metheny and Lyle May's compositions. You know what I mean? So my story goes, it was back in the mid 80s. I was in college, man, and I was going through some tough times. I won't get too much into that, but I can tell you, for somebody who was like 19, 20, whatever I was at that age, it was a really tough time. I was living off campus, had messed around and did some things in school, got myself in some trouble, but was trying to hang on, trying to finish up school. All of a sudden, I had a relative of mine who introduced me to Pat by giving me a tape, if you remember what those were, that contained a whole bunch of jazz. And I was using that to calm myself down for the situations that I was in. I'd be at home in my apartment by myself, and I was listening to this tape, and all of a sudden I heard a song come in there. And that song was so amazing. I spent literally years trying to figure out who that artist was. I heard Pat in the 80s, but I believe it was almost like the 90s or whatever till I could find out who that was. My cousin, he was kind of like on that stuff a little bit, and he loved music, but I didn't think he knew what he's talking about. First thing he told me when I asked him was that it was a guy by the name of Pat Metheny. So the tape had so many songs on. I was like, how's this dude even know what he's talking about? But I started searching, and I said, I got to find out who this guy is so I can hear more songs about Pat, by Pat. And I started buying albums. Yeah, I'm not crazy. I was just very interested in music back in those days. I was in college bands and orchestras and things like that. And I wasn't going to let this go until I found out who created this great song, First Circle. I didn't know the name of the song, didn't know who did it. Let's just say a cousin who was on that was trying to tell me about a jazz musician, and I just didn't believe him. But I hung in there, and I just kept digging. Spent a lot of money buying a couple of albums by Pat Metheny. Back in those days, I think I was paying between $10 and $15 trying to find this one song. And I would listen through the tapes and listen through the CDs I was buying, and I would hear songs that sounded familiar, but nothing quite sounded like that song First Circle. And it was like I believe it was in the late 90s. Finally, one day, after having given up, I was loving what Pat was doing in the other song, but the song that helped me get through the hardest times of my life, I could never find it. And I just remember one day I was about to go work out. I think I was about to go to the beach and jog or something like that. And I was in my car. I had just bought this CD. I paid like $12, $13 for it. And at this time I said, you know what, man, I kind of whatever. I guess it's Pat Metheny, but I'll never find a song. I don't think my cousin knows what he's talking about. I put this tape in. And then I hear something come on, and it sounded like it was in the key of the song First Circle. And I just started hearing that doom, 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 doom. And then all of a sudden the hand claps came in. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you know the song. And I was like, okay, that sounds like parts of what I heard in that song on that old raggedy tape my cousin gave me. But yeah, I give up. I mean, remember now, I first heard the song, it was probably about 1985, 1986. And I didn't actually come into the actual CD that I bought called First Circle. I don't know why I bought it. I had bought all the other CDs. And then all of a sudden I hear Pedro Aznar start singing his part on the song, and I start hearing it coming in. I tell you what, you have no idea how I felt. I was in my car at this time, and I was driving over a bridge, headed to the beach, and I heard the key parts of that song, and tears started coming to my eyes. I was like, are you kidding me? Number one, the song, I would finally get to hear the whole song, because I don't think I told you, I only had like maybe 60% of the song on the tape that he gave me, because that's the way my cousin did. And now I was about to hear the whole song and tears running down my eyes. And I'm thinking, my cousin did know what he was talking about after all. And from that point on, I become a Pat Metheny fan. I've gone to see Pat Metheny in concert. I've studied a lot of things that they do in their songs. It helped me to learn to play piano a lot better, and a whole lot of stuff like that. But I'm not going to totally bore you with that. I am going to do a reaction review to First Circle, because he's done it a number of times, and I'm gonna pick a particular version of the song live and do a reaction video. But before I do that, let Mr. V-Man talk a little bit more about Pat Metheny, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about what we're gonna do with that reaction video.
Thank you, Mr. Mindset. Hey, everybody. Y'all excited and ready to have some fun with the great Pat Metheny? Well, before we get into listening to First Circle, let's delve a bit deeper into the incredible life journey of Pat Metheny. Pat Metheny, born in Lee's Summit, Missouri, in 1954 into a musical family, showed early promise as a musician. His grandfather, a professional trumpet player, and his mother, a clarinetist, surrounded him with a rich musical environment. Pat's early exposure to music laid the foundation for his future as a groundbreaking guitarist and composer. As a young musician, Pat's influences were diverse, ranging from jazz legends like Wes Montgomery to rock icons like Jimi Hendrix. This eclectic mix of inspirations contributed to his unique style, blending jazz, rock, and world music seamlessly. Pat's formal music education began at the University of Miami, where he quickly established himself as a prodigious talent. His hunger for musical exploration led him to experiment with new sounds and techniques, setting the stage for his groundbreaking career. However, Pat's time at the university was cut short. Feeling the urge to fully immerse himself in the real-world music scene, he made the bold decision to drop out. This choice, unconventional as it was, marked the beginning of Pat Metheny's extraordinary journey as an independent musician. His passion for music education didn't end with leaving the university. Pat Metheny went on to become a highly respected and sought-after educator. Yeah, he even taught at for a minute. Teaching became not just a profession, but a way for Pat to give back to the next generation of musicians. Pat Metheny's commitment to sharing his knowledge and passion for music led him to become an influential figure at Berklee College of Music. As an artist in residence, clinician, and recipient of an honorary doctorate, Pat's connection with Berklee has been a testament to his commitment to music education. Let's not forget the impact of these educational experiences on shaping the unique sound that defines Pat Metheny's music. His philosophy on music and creativity has inspired countless students around the world, leaving an indelible mark on the future of jazz and contemporary music. Born out of these formative experiences, in 1977, at the age of 23, Pat formed the Pat Metheny Group. This marked the beginning of a musical odyssey that would redefine contemporary jazz. His family, education, diverse inspirations, and experiences in teaching all played crucial roles in shaping his signature sound. The Pat Metheny Group's early albums, including Bright Size Life and Watercolors, showcased Pat's distinctive guitar style and knack for blending various genres. His versatility as a guitarist and composer quickly earned him critical acclaim. As we venture into Night 2, we'll be exploring the golden era of the Pat Metheny Group, highlighting the albums Off-Ramp, Letter from Home, and Still Life Talking. Join us as we continue our journey through the musical brilliance of Pat Metheny. Back to you, Mr. Mindset.
Yeah, man, Pat Metheny, that's my boy. And I love me some Lyle Mays, too. Unfortunately, Lyle passed away, but he's still, in my mind, one of the greatest composers there are when it comes down to piano parts to a song and stuff like that. Now, The thing is, we're doing a Pat Metheny week, so I'm going to be turning in a video every night, and I want you guys to make sure you watch each one of them. But unfortunately, you're going to have to click over here to see the reaction and review video on First Circle. I'm going to end this video right here, and I appreciate you guys for checking me out, and make sure you keep in tune with the channel and check out the First Circle video. That's the first night of my 5 nights of Pat Metheny. Thank y'all.